Well, hi there. This is Chase Swift, and you probably come across my video because you're searching or asking the question, is Brooks Institute hard to get into? Well, I am a graduate of Brooks Institute. I started in 1990 and I graduated in 93. It's a 3-year program. And I have to tell you, it was not hard for me because I was passionate about photography, and I still am. And I'm going to go out and take some photos in a bit here. Um, but is it hard to get into? Well, it could be if you're coming out of high school with really poor grades, but I mean like low C's, low D's. If you're an average student, it's fine. I'm not part of the admissions staff by any means, but the point is, if you're passionate, if you have drive, if you really have a burning desire to say, you know what, I love photography, I want to do that, you will find a way. If you're immediately rejected, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. Um, but if you're passionate, like I was, you'll find that it's really easy. So let me put this down. And what other advice do I have? Well, I love photography. The quick story about why I determined to become a photographer is, number one, I liked it. You need to like what you're going to do as a career. So I enjoy taking pictures, but I also realized, as far as a way to earn money, I was told by a photographer, if you take a really good photo, it can sell over and over and over and over for multiple different uses, time and time and time and time again. And I thought to myself, that just made more sense to learn how to do something that can be, you do something once and get paid for it over and over and over again. So I totally wanted to learn, and I became a stock photographer where I take photos, stock images, and I send those to a library who represents my work, and they sell them for me, because most photographers are terrible marketers. They don't know how to promote themselves. They don't know, they feel, it's like, oh, I don't know if I should charge this much for this photograph, or charge that, you just sometimes you feel apprehensive, and I understand that. That's okay. You can be passionate and perfect more of your skill as a photographer and not worry about the marketing. So when I learned that I could take a photograph and get paid multiple times, I was like, that's what I want to learn." And so I had that passion, that desire. And Brooks Institute is a phenomenal, phenomenal school. It's the best. It's one of the top 3. But, and from my experience, it was phenomenal. It's Santa Barbara. The weather is phenomenally awesome all year round. Rochester Institute, great school, but it's winter 9 months out of the year. So got to consider Brooks is photographically, you can photograph year round. So that's awesome. Now, I want to mention something. I'm excited about photography. I love photography, and I hope you do too. Don't worry about getting into Brooks. If you're as passionate as I think you might be, because you love photography and you love the aspect of making money by taking pictures, good ones with great technique, and telling a story is really what a photograph is all about. You've got to tell a story in one picture. That's the best, okay? But ultimately, when I started in 1990 and graduated in 93, we did not have the internet like you do now. So the point is, you can be learning ways to make other money to afford the education at Brooks. It's not cheap. It's worth it, but it's not cheap. So some of you are going to like, well, of course you can get in, but paying for it, that's a whole nother matter too. So and then the equipment and the expense of photography, it's not cheap. It's just not. And traveling, and you want to be a travel photographer, you got travel expenses. But even if you're a studio photographer, you have studio equipment, you have lots of expenses. And the challenge is, graduating from Brooks is, now what? So if you need, this is the part of advice, like I heard that guy tell me, if you take a good photo, it can sell multiple times. That's great. but you got to have the equipment, you got to get the photos and stuff like that before they start selling. My point to you, my advice to you is apply to Brooks. It's awesome. Get in and then begin doing what I am doing now. I'm transitioning into making a lot more money on the internet. Okay. I'm not saying don't be passionate about photography. I'm not saying that at all. And what I'm saying is you're going to need extra income, because when you're starting out, when you're learning, when you're going through Brooks, the expenses, the time, the equipment, it can be overwhelming. And I know students that were taking, with me at school, had to quit because they couldn't afford it, or they were passionate and they couldn't afford all the expenses. So today you have the internet and you can make money online, and you may not choose what I'm doing. That's fine. But what a great way to do part-time stuff. I don't want to take away the potential of you learning photography, because it's an awesome career and I love it. But there's those aspects of the expenses and the equipment and the education expenses and the tuition and all the supplies, and living in Santa Barbara, not cheap. Okay, wonderful place to live, not cheap. So what I'm really trying to say is go for it. Be passionate, go for it, but be smart and consider another way to make some extra income part-time from the internet. I'm very good at that. And so I'm also good at photography. And by the way, I'll put some links into my photography that you can check out. I have images on Corbis, so they sell my images for me. I get to just be a photographer. It's awesome. But I didn't have that opportunity. I was very fortunate. I worked hard. I had some lucky breaks. Lucky means you're prepared for a good opportunity that comes around, and I was prepared. I was very focused. It was awesome. The Brooks was the best years of my life. It really was. It was awesome. But I'm just encouraging those that want to really pursue Brooks, and you're understanding it might be hard, don't consider it. But consider making some extra money online with the internet. I didn't have this back then. I do now, and I can help you with that. And let's communicate. You'll find a link to my business opportunity where you're going to enter in an email. I'm going to send you some emails, some information. You're going to look at the presentation and say, no, or yes, or maybe we'll get online and talk more about it. And I would love to help you with your photography, of course. I'm passionate about helping people. I love doing this. But I'm also excited, and I'm also realistic that you're picking a challenge to some degree. Life is a challenge. There's no easy way, okay? But why not do what you love in photography and have a side business that very part-time that runs while you're taking pictures, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So I appreciate your time. Might have some other videos on this subject. I loved Brooks. If you get the chance, go to Brooks. Do whatever you can to get in. Make some money on the side with a great internet business. It may not be the one I'm doing, but I can give you some other ideas, or at least begin the journey of thinking, oh, there's more than just one thing I could do. Not that it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't need to take a lot of time. So I'm an expert at that. So appreciate your time. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, give me a like. If you have questions or comments, I'll answer them. Put questions or comments down there. Have a great time and good luck getting into Brooks. Do whatever you can. It's awesome. This is Chase Swift. Have a great day. Bye for now.